Okay, so ladies, welcome to our first ever team strategy session. I'm really excited for this. You guys have no idea what you're in store for today. But we are going to be together for the next 3 hours. We might finish early, I doubt it. But we're going to be together for the next 3 hours. And I'm grateful for all of you guys who let your clients know, which was really good, that obviously you're not going to be contactable for the next 3 hours. Okay. Now, I'm going to run you through a lot over the next 3 hours about the business and what we're doing. But I'll be honest, I want it to be less of me speaking and more of you guys speaking. Okay. Because yes, I might be the founder of the business, of this particular part of the business, but I'm not the person doing the work. You guys are, right? And so you guys are the cogs in this machine. And I want to make sure your cogs are all connected and working together. And so your opinions arguably are more valuable than mine. Okay. So we're going to be doing a lot of work together, getting an idea of what you guys want out of the business, what the business needs, what you guys think we need to improve on, what we can do less of, what we can do more of, and so on. Okay. But that's why I need all of you guys connected for the next 3 hours. It's awesome. I can see as many of you as possible. We can hear you guys. Like, I want this to be as if we were in a room together. Okay. Now, normally, I was planning. Well, I am still doing this when I go to the Philippines to do the retreats. As you guys, most of you guys know, you're all coming for at least one day, provided you can come along and hopefully your family's behind for a day. Because we're going to be doing an away day together, like sat around a table, face to face, doing this stuff again. Okay, with you guys and whoever else has joined in the team as we've grown, right? But it's going to be all of us there. And normally this is done face to face. However, given the current situation, obviously that's not possible. So I'm doing the next best thing. Okay, so we are going to be going for the next 3 hours. It's going to be exciting. It's not just me talking. We're talking about serious stuff around how we're growing the business. Has anybody ever been to a company away day or anything like that before? Like, put your hand up or say yes or whatever, right? Some of you guys have done it before, yeah? And what sort of things were you guys doing? Was it like strategizing, like team building stuff? Like, Kim, I know you're off mute. What was it like for you?
It was we
Drinking
did it
job.
twice a year.
Okay.
And then we would discuss like mid-year plans, and usually we would discuss end of the year plan. So technically, planning for the whole year. And then there would also be a time where we would voice out our opinions on certain issues, or like like certain suggestions for the company and stuff like that. Yeah, basically strategize.
Good, I love it. How about yourself, Christine? I know Christine unmuted herself, but there's a bit of a delay with Christine today, just to let you know. So she might just be talking over people. It's fine.
There's a lot of drinking.
What's that?
But I don't drink. We have separate days for strategizing and doing the year-long KPIs, we call them. I mean, at least in corporate, we do that. Yeah, basically that. It's really basically strategizing.
Cool. Awesome. I love it. Thanks for sharing. How about the rest of you guys? Alex, Kath, Pia, Mickey, have you ever done an away day or a strategy day before as part of your jobs?
Yep. I've done corporate. It's like at least once a month, and then it's just like a feedback and also a back-to-back brainstorming what happened for the rest of the month and what is the target for next month. And then for the virtual company, it's more on like Friday drinks. So everyone will grab their juices, coffee, and then they will talk what is the achievements, the same as what we used to do, but then more on strategic, I think, discussion.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you. Alex?
Same as Mickey, I think. Every quarter, we do like a report of everything that has been done or has not been done. And we also like talk about the turnaround times of the tasks. Like, for example, the task came in and then like the timer starts when the task came in, and then it ends when it's done. So that's the turnaround time of the task.
Okay, yeah.
So
awesome.
we're like planning on what is the right turnaround time for each task. Yeah.
Oh, I like it. Okay, so that's super specific KPIs. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, cool. Thank you. Kath, Pia, have you guys ever had an experience of stuff like this? Oh, both of you are muted at
Yeah,
the same time then. Kath, you go first.
well, yeah, in my experience, the company I work with was a BPO company, and every month we are having a like a coaching session and a strategy session as well, wherein we are talking about our KPIs as well. How can we do better? Things like that.
Cool. Awesome. I love it. Thank you. And Pia?
Yeah, same also for us. Like we would have quarterly team buildings or strategic plannings. Then during that time, it's mostly games. Like we're grouped into several groups, and then we do like several scenarios. And in the end, like whatever we learn, we apply it to the business itself.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Good. I love it. Awesome. Well, then it sounds like you guys have all had experience of what we're going to be doing, right? So I'll just run you through. So what I'm doing with you guys today, I used to do in the corporate world. So one of my roles, I'm not sure if you guys all know, but I was head of talent and engagement. So my job was to keep all of our 250 staff engaged, right? And one of the ways we did that was by doing away days. And we hired the Tower of London, you know, like one of the most famous parts of London. We hired out that for the whole day. And we got everyone doing big activities in there. Now, some of it was learning activities. Some of it was like, you know, go find this crown jewel, go do this, like all that sort of shit, right? But the key was to bring people together and help them feel valued, right? And I'll be honest, that's what we'll be doing in the Philippines, right? When I'm there, I'm going to be making you guys really like get to know each other and do some team building exercises. But for now, my understanding is the priority is about getting all our visions aligned, because at the minute, I'll be honest, you guys all know this business happened out of by accident. Yeah, like I recruited Christine and one other VA to help my events business, my training business, and then I got sick. Yeah, and I ended up not having any work for Christine and the other person. And I was like, shit, I've trained up Christine, I've trained up the other person, I don't want to lose them. What do I do? And so I outsourced them. I literally, I don't know if many of you guys know this story. I literally reached out to my clients and said, who wants to borrow my VAs so I can pay them? That's actually how the whole thing started, right? And then when I wanted them back, they wouldn't give me them back. And so I was like, okay, this is a business opportunity. Here you guys all are, right? But I'll be honest, I've never sat down with anybody else and strategized. I know what my vision is, and I know what I know you guys can do and how that can work. But what I've realized over the last few weeks is that you guys know a hell of a lot more about this industry, and I haven't been getting that information from you. Okay, so this session is the main objective of this session is I want all of us to set clear strategic decisions and have clear strategic plans of where we're going as a business, but also individually where you guys are all going, right? Like this is one big machine, but where do you fit into it? Okay. So my two objectives for today is that we are, by the end of this session, we're going to have a really clear vision. We're going to have a super clear process and action plan and priorities. And you guys are going to know all of the where you fit in. Okay. So there's two parts. The first objective is the business goals, the business vision, and so on. And then where do you guys fit in? What's your role? What's your priorities? Okay. So how does that sound? Does that sound good? Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Okay. Now we are going to be doing some activities where I'm going to be breaking you guys off into groups to do some work. But one thing I will say is normally when I run this sort of event, when I did it in the corporate world, the facilitator is normally always independent. So I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but when it's done really well, the founder, boss, manager, whatever you call me, isn't involved. Like they're a participant, not a leader, right? Why? Because I need to be independent for this. So I want you guys to realize that this can be open and honest. There is nothing you cannot say. If you turn around and say, Chloe, I need more days off. Chloe, you don't pay me enough, whatever. Like this is open, okay? There is no right or wrong answer. You guys know me. I'd rather know stuff than not know and find out afterwards, okay? So this session, I'm going to be completely independent. I'm going to be just asking questions, engaging with you, getting you guys to sort of help me understand. But I'm not going to be really sharing much other than my initial vision. Okay. So what we're going to do, I've got the agenda planned out. We should be finished by 12, possibly a bit earlier. There are going to be a couple of little breakout sessions that you guys are going to go off into pairs and groups to do some work together. But the majority of the time, we're probably just going to be flat out till 12. Okay. Obviously, if you need a toilet break, just post in the chat and be like, guys, please, can we have 5 minutes? I need a toilet break. That's cool too. Okay. Don't want you to just sit there and suffer in silence. Okay, so what I want to do is run you guys through a couple of things that have been changing. So as you guys know, as our virtual assistant business has grown, the events business has also grown. So me as a human being has been stretched into 2 businesses, and they're very much becoming 2 separate businesses now. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I'm trying to make sure my face is on the events business and your faces is on the virtual assistant business. Okay. So a couple of things that are changing. Nothing bad, first of all, okay? Secondly, we are going to be setting up a separate legal entity in the UK for the virtual assistant business, okay? So practically, nothing's going to change for you guys. The only difference is that the person paying your salaries is going to be different. Like the company name that pays you is going to be different, okay? You'll be excited to know that I'm currently waiting for confirmation. I asked Alex to check my inbox this today to see if anything comes through, but the new company name is Virtual Assistant Queens Limited. Okay, so does anybody like the name? Happy with it? Yeah, cool. Because it's not about me. What you guys do isn't about me. It's not about the automation queen. What it's about is you guys. Okay, so what's going to happen, like practically, all I'm going to have to do is set up a new TransferWise account and pay you guys in a different account, but nothing will change. What I will do is you'll be reissued your contracts under the new company so that you can just sign that, okay? But there's going to be no practical changes, okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is, as most of you guys all know, we are going to be putting more of a structure in place, okay? So a couple of you guys have registered your interest in becoming leaders and actually starting to bring on people and train up people, which is really exciting. So I'm going to be doing a lot of training with a few of you guys to be supervisors and how you can step up into those roles. So that's going to be happening. We're setting up lots of little team hubs, right? So you guys will know this already. So Mickey's got her own team hub, which is with Kath and Pia. Alex, you've got your own team hub where we're recruiting to support you. Kim, you've got your own team hub to support you. And Christine, you've got your own team hub to support you. Okay, so we're going to have 4 teams now as we grow as a business. Okay, now obviously nothing is changing overnight. We are recruiting more people, but nothing is actually going to be like, I mean, you guys know me, I move pretty quick and I'm trying to slow down so that you guys don't get whiplash with the amount of things we're doing. But we are going to be doing it slowly and gently to support you guys. Okay, but one thing I noticed was that actually we've never set a mission. Like as a company, every company has a mission as to why we exist. We've never set that in the Automation Queen & Co. Okay. Now for the VA Queens, I want us to start with that. Okay. Now, just so you guys all know, we're still like, we haven't really marketed the VA stuff anyway, but the actual business, like we're not changing our branding yet. We're not doing any of that yet. Everyone will still be known as the Automation Queen team, right? I'm not just going to start launching and doing a whole new campaign or social media or anything, because for now it's all just internal changes. Okay. But from now onwards, if you guys hear me say TAQ, I'm talking about the events business. If you hear me say like VA Queens or VAQ or whatever, or VA, that's that business. That makes sense? Cool. Okay. Majority of you are only ever going to be involved in the VAQ. Yeah. The majority of you. Some of you, like Alex and Christine, who have been like dragged into my stuff now and then, will be popping back and forth, right? But we're going to be working that out. So what I wanted to do, the first exercise of today, is I wanted us to brainstorm why we exist, right? I've got my idea. I wrote a mission statement quite late last night. It probably doesn't make sense in English because it was like 2 a.m. this morning. But I would like us to run through it and see if you guys are happy with it, okay? Because it's also why you exist, right? It's your mission statement as well as anything else, okay? So what I want to do is just really quickly run you through some mission statements. So just for anyone, I mean, most of you probably know what a mission statement is, but a mission statement for a company is basically why they exist. What's their business purpose, okay? So for example, has anybody like spotted companies' mission statements before or know of any? Yeah. So Facebook's mission statement is to give people the power to build community and bring the world closer together. Makes sense? Yeah. Airbnb, I thought, was quite a cool mission statement. Airbnb, to live in the world where one day you can feel like you're at home anywhere but not in your home. Kind of cool. McDonald's, I thought, was ridiculous, but that's my personal opinion. McDonald's is to provide a fun and safe environment where our customers can enjoy food made with quality ingredients at affordable prices. I don't think that's quite accurate, but the fact that it doesn't have to say fast food in it anywhere surprised me, but that's the sort of thing we're coming up with, right? So what I want to do, first of all, is I want to brainstorm, and you guys can unmute yourselves because everybody's muted at the minute. You can unmute yourselves and just shout at me ideas of what you feel like, why our business exists and what makes us different. Okay, because there's loads of virtual assistant outsourcing agencies. Yeah, why are we different? What do we do differently? What do we believe that's different? Let me just move this up a tiny bit. Okay, so what I want to do is get an idea of our mission. Do you know what? This is going down lower and lower and lower, because Christine and Alex, when I spoke to you before, this was higher than my head, wasn't it? And it's definitely sinking. Hold on a second. Right, what I want you guys to do is now just unmute yourselves and start shouting ideas at me as to why you think we exist. And while you do that, I'm going to try and sort this out. So does anybody have any ideas as to why we exist as a business, why we do what we do? You're all still on mute, so somebody's got to go first. Anyone? There we go. Who's going to go first? Christine, you've unmuted yourself, I think I can see. Yes. No?
No, I just unmuted because you told us to unmute.
Okay, so why do you guys think, what's our purpose? What's our business purpose?
I think it's mainly providing our clients, I mean, it's taking time off of their plates. Clients, you know,
saving time.
Yeah, saving time.
Love it.
By using our expertise, of course, and our skills.
I'm just scribbling down different words because we can pull them together. Expertise. Yep, definitely. Thank you, Christine. Thanks for going first because it's always the hardest. I can't remember who, Mickey and Alex, you're both unmuted. So did you guys have any? Mickey, you can go first. I need to stop saying two of you because then you'll both speak at the same time. Mickey, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I think we work virtually for entrepreneurs' business.
Perfect.
And to make their executive or business life more easier for them.
Easier. Beautiful. Love these words. Alex?
Just same as the time, like we're like giving our time for our clients, for them to save their time, you know.
Yeah. And the one word I picked up on that, which I really like, was giving, because I really do feel like one thing that makes us different is we do give a lot more than our competitors, and we do give. Wait, this is so not straight. This is driving me insane. Look how not straight it is compared to my window. It'd be like that anyway. We do give a lot more to people. We come from a place of service, don't we, as a business? We really do serve. Okay, awesome, thank you. Who else? There's three of you left that haven't spoken. I know we've covered quite a bit. Is there anything you guys think we've missed?
I think as VA or as VAs from the automation community, we help businesses grow, and we help them understand this different level of marketing online.
Yep. I love it. Running out of space. Pia, Kath, anything else to add?
I think we encourage women entrepreneurs to delegate tasks which they know that we could do, so they could focus on other important aspects of their business.
Love it. So many good words there. Delegation, focus was another one I picked up on there. Beautiful. Awesome. And last but not least, Kath.
Yeah, for me also, we give them an option for them to save more money, because getting a virtual assistant from other country will definitely not the same price that they are going to pay
Definitely.
their VA. Yeah.
Cost effective, right? Really cost effective. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so let me run through what everything you guys have said. Okay, so we support them online, saving time, giving, focus, expertise, save money, cost effective, easier, marketing, virtually, delegation, entrepreneurs, encourage and grow. Yeah? Do you think that summarizes what we do and why we're here? Yeah, awesome. Okay, cool. So what I'll do now, we can reword this and this will probably change, mix things around. But let me just quickly run through the one I wrote down. Hang on a second. I've put it somewhere. Let me find it. So I was stuck around a couple of things. But one thing that I really, and I'm not sure this is our mission, but this is my passion, is that I believe that we want to support entrepreneurs to realize that being an entrepreneur doesn't mean you have to be on your own, right? Like and the first thing I see, and I saw it with Gail yesterday, with who was our newest client, with Kim, was you saw her eyes light up at how many people we had to support her, right? Because she's gone from being a one-man band or one-woman band to suddenly having a person that she can go to ask questions and bounce ideas off. And same with Bhavna, right? Loves having the team around her. So one of the things which I picked up on was the team aspect as well. But I can say that because I can relate to them, because I know when I first recruited my first VA, I was like, I'm not on my own. I've got someone rooting for me. You know, that sort of concept. So we might change around the wording and play around with it, because I'm not that great with words in this stuff. But basically what I've got down here, which actually ticks off a lot of yours, is our mission is to help business owners build their virtual dream team so they can do what they love whilst working with their team of experts to achieve their ultimate business goals. Okay, so it's really long. I tried to reduce it. It doesn't really work. We'll have to split it into 2 sentences or something. But I'm going to leave that with you guys. I'm going to post it in our Slack channel. And what I'd like you guys to do is just share your thoughts after this session, after everything we do today. Share your thoughts. And I would like to, by Monday, us finalize what that mission is. Okay, sound good? Yeah. Now because I haven't got a flip chart, I've only got a whiteboard. I'm going to be taking photos of everything we do here, by the way, so I can share them with you guys if we need to. Cool. So that is now our mission. Now, obviously, this is as virtual assistants, and this is where this will help us now to create more content social media wise, right? Because I think there's quite a lot of things on there we probably haven't shared, which we could share when we grow it. Yeah, and when we start to build it. So that's really awesome. Okay. And what I want to do now is give you guys like literally 2 or 3 minutes, grab your phone or a piece of paper or on your computer, and I want you to write down what your personal mission is. So this is the business mission. Yeah, this is the virtual assistant queen's mission. What's yours? Like for your career, for your professional life, where does your personal mission, does it, and you ask yourself the question, does it fit into this? Like, does this mission we've talked about light you up? Do you see what I mean? So spend like literally a couple of minutes now just writing down on a piece of paper or on your phone, on a note or on your computer, what your personal mission is. And if you get stuck, just start with the sentence, my mission is, and then answer it. Or my aim is, or my passion is, like something like that. And I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that. Okay, how are we getting on? I'll give you guys a few more minutes. I can see people typing away, which is not a bad thing. Okay. Now, by the way, I should have mentioned you don't have to share that. Okay, it's totally personal to you. As long as what I want you to do is ask yourself, does my personal mission align with the company mission? Okay, because you guys know one of our core values is enjoyment. And if you're not enjoying what you're doing, it doesn't align with your mission, then we have to have a separate conversation, right? But I want to make sure that at every moment you're enjoying what you're doing. There's not, you know, some days might be shit. We might have some terrible clients. We know that, right? We'll all have bad days. It's life. But I want to make sure your personal mission aligns with the company mission. So you don't have to share it with me, but just give me a thumbs up if you've got your personal mission or you've got an idea of what it is. Yeah? Okay, cool. Most of you love it. Okay, awesome. So what we're going to do now, we're going to move on to the next section. And I want to now talk about the next step of the process. So now we've sort of got an idea of our mission. I'm going to share it in the group, which reminds me, I need to keep a track of what I'm saying I'm going to share with you, because we're going to have lots of actions by the end of this. So let me just make a note of it here. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to share the mission in the group with you guys. We're going to move on to the next session. Now, the next section of today, we're talking about our vision. So now we know what our mission is, and we're going to work on that. I want us now to go into one more level deeper and go, okay, what's our vision for the business? So we know we want to help entrepreneurs and business owners to build their dream team so that they can do what they love and save time and ultimately a cost-effective solution. But what's our vision for that? Like, how do we actually achieve our mission? Does that make sense? So I want us to look at, where do we see us going? Before we do that, I want to see and show you how far we've come. Okay, so I've randomly collected some statistics for you guys that I've never ever collected before. I've never collected before, and I found it very strange that when I actually looked at them, because I was really shocked by some of the numbers. Okay, so since we started doing virtual assistant services, okay, we started doing virtual assistant services just 16 months ago. So would you believe it's only been 16 months this business was born? Our first ever client was taken on 16 months ago for virtual assistant services. Okay, now I don't know about you guys, but that shocked me, because I feel like we've been doing this for a lot longer. Like, when I speak to some of you and I find out, like, Mickey's only been with us a few months, I'm like, how? How has it only been a few months, right? Because to me, I feel like you guys have always been here. Okay. We have had, in these 16 months, we have had 25 staff members. Christine's like, oh God. Christine's like, I've seen them all come and go, right? Would you believe that, and this is not even interviews, we have had 25 VAs start in this team. 25. And there are 6 of you that have survived. Okay. Now, I'll take that as it could be me, right? But the majority of them, the standard hasn't met our criteria, right? And the reason I'm telling you guys this is to show you that you guys are all here because you're good at what you do, and I wouldn't have put up with it if you weren't. Yeah. So, I mean, Christine, you could probably remember some of these people, right? She's like, oh, don't want to, right? So we have been through a lot of staff members, okay? But for me, the fact that we had 25 people start in our team and we've got 6 super powerful team members, for me, that's winning. Yeah. But my favorite number of all is that we have had 38 clients. 38 clients in just 16 months, right? That's with no marketing, no advertising, no social media, no nothing. Now, imagine if all of those 38 clients had stayed with us. Bearing in mind, minimum package is 10 hours a week. Do you know how many team members we'd need to manage those 38 clients? A lot, right? But the reason I'm telling you guys this is so that we can start looking at our vision, because if we want to grow, the clients are there. At the minute, right now, we have 4 on our waiting list ready to start paying for virtual assistant services. 4 clients waiting. They're not included in this 38. Yeah. So the reason I'm telling you guys this and positioning it is I want you to look at how far we've come in just 16 months and show you, like, let's start thinking about what's possible in the next 12 months. Okay. So normally when we do strategic work, we normally look at about 3 years time. Okay. Normally in like official leadership training. However, we've only been around 16 months. So I don't want to start looking 3 years in the future because I don't know what's going to happen in 3 years, right? But what I want us to do together today is brainstorm a vision for the next 12 months. Okay. And there's going to be things of where do we see the company going? How do we see it working? And I actually want to do like a time capsule. Okay. So I want to do it where each of you guys write, and I'll share this in the process later, but I want you guys to write a prediction of where you think we'll be in 12 months. Okay. In terms of these numbers and in terms of how many teams. Because at the minute, if we look at the proper numbers, we've had 1 team pretty much. Yeah. So we've had 38 clients, 25 members of staff over 16 months, and we've had 1 team. So I'm going to get you guys to all predict where you think we are going to be in 12 months in these numbers. And we're going to do a time capsule. And then in 12 months, we're going to review it at our next session and look at it and go, okay, how did we get on? Okay. But it all starts with you. It all starts with you. So what we're going to do first is we're going to do an exercise, because let's be honest, if you guys don't know your goals, how are you possibly going to know the business goals? Because you guys are all the business. Yeah. So what I want you guys to do is I'm going to run you through a goal setting exercise now, where I want you guys to work on what your goals are. Okay. So is everyone happy to move on to that now? Yeah. Okay, cool. So what I want you guys to do is get a blank piece of paper or a Word document open. And I want you to split it into 3 categories, 3 sections like this down the side. Okay, can you guys see that all right? So either in a Word document, you can set up a table or do whatever you want to do, or just, I'm a paper person, so split it into 3. And the first one I want you to do is write down the word professional. Because in this section, what I want you to do now is work on what are your professional goals for the next 12 months. So this whole exercise is for 12 months. So ask yourself a very honest question. Where do I want to be professionally in 12 months? Okay. And you can write this down as we do it. So for example, you might want to be a supervisor in 12 months with a team. You might want to have had a promotion. You might want to have had a pay rise. You might want to be a certified funnel builder. I don't know. Yeah. What's your professional goals? What do you want to work towards in the next 12 months? So here we're talking just professional here. Okay. You might want to get a new qualification. But just make as many notes as you can on your professional goals in the top section of the third. For many of you, you might find that your professional goal is to go up in your career. For some of you, you might just want to get really good at what you're doing now and add new skills to it. Some of you might want to niche down and specify and become an expert in one area. Others might want to add loads of skills. And again, I'm not going to ask you to share many of these. I will ask you for some professional goals, but the personal and financial, the rest of them are all for you, okay? But I want you guys to start really thinking, because one thing that really transformed my career was when I started asking for what I wanted. Because I'm a great believer, if you don't ask, you don't get. And the first part of asking the universe for it is writing it down. Okay. So I'll give you a couple more minutes. Does everybody have at least one professional goal? Yeah? Cool. Okay. So you're gonna have your professional goals. Now, what we're gonna do is in the next section, I want you to write down your personal goals. So over the next 12 months, what personal goals would you like to have? What would you like to achieve in your personal life? It might be have a relationship. It might be start a new hobby. It might be buy a house. It might be move into a new house. Yeah. Ask yourself, and like, I'll be honest, I used to be very good at the professional goals and terrible at the personal goals. Like I was like, my personal life doesn't matter. Hence being so strong in business, right? But there must be balance. It might be a new weight you want to be. Yeah, maybe you want to have an amazing body. I don't know. But ask yourself, and you will not share those, okay? Personal is totally you. I'm not going to ask you to share those. For me, one of my first ever personal goals, and I've still got it now actually, is I really, really want to buy a flat in London. That's one of my personal goals. But then if you guys know, like the UK is expensive compared to the Philippines anyway, but London, like you're looking at £1 million for a flat in London. Yeah, I ain't got that right now. But it's my personal goal to do that. And guess what? That drives my professional goal. Yeah. So just look and ask yourself, what are your personal goals? Maybe it's to spend more time with your family. Maybe it's to go on holiday with your loved ones. Yeah. One of my personal goals is to spend more time with my parents, for example, until I live with them. And then I'm like, okay, I'm happy to have a break. Cool. So does everybody have at least one personal goal? Yeah. Awesome. Okay, cool. And then the final one, I'm not sure if you can see the bottom. The final section is your financial goals. Now, you will definitely not be sharing these. These are very personal. But I want you to ask yourself a very honest question and say, what are my financial goals in the next 12 months? So that might be by the end of the 12 months, I want to be earning a certain amount. Or it might be by the end of the 12 months, I want to have saved a certain amount. Or I want to have, like, maybe it's because your professional goal is to get a promotion. So your financial goal is to get paid more. Yeah. Maybe it's to move into a new flat that costs less, or you own the flat or whatever, right? So think about, and I'm talking numbers here. So what I always used to say to people to do when I used to do this with employment is actually write down what you would love to earn per month or per year. And be realistic, right, guys? Like, don't add an extra zero on, because it needs to be achievable, unless you have a way of doing it, in which case, go for it, right? But it needs to be achievable here. So look at, realistically, what are your financial goals, your personal goals, and your professional goals? Okay. And make sure in financial, you put down at least one number. Whatever number resonates with you the most. It might be saving number, it might be earning number, it might be per month, it might be per hour, like whatever it is, whatever number resonates with you, write down one number. And the reason I say that is because it must be measurable. It's funny because I can see people smiling when they're thinking about their goals. I love it. I love doing this exercise.
I'm like calculating my financial goals.
Go for it. Love it. Get your calculator out. Okay. Love it. So does everybody have at least one professional goal, personal goal, and financial goal written down? Yeah? Okay, we're going to do a quick sense check now, because this is normally what happens. You write this down, you do the financial goal, and then you're going, hang on, if I want that financial goal, my professional goal needs to be different. Or you might go, does that make sense, my professional goal? So what I want you to do now very quickly for like 30 seconds is just check these all align and check that they make sense. Okay. So if you want to earn more money, then your professional goal might be to get a new skill set or to get a promotion. Okay. Now, I'm not going to ask you to share these with the group. Okay. These are private to you, but I am going to ask you to give me an idea of your professional goal in our next one-to-one. Why? Because if I know what you want to do in the next 12 months, we can make it happen. Okay. So what I want to make sure you guys do is write down each of these. And the best thing to do is reassess these every quarter. So this is what I do with my mentor, is I do exactly this exercise, and every quarter we reassess. Right, what's my professional goal now? Might still be the same, might be working towards the same thing. What's my personal goal now? What's my financial goal now? Okay. So how does that sound? What I want to do now is just go around. How was that exercise? Have you guys, in fact, you can unmute yourselves. Everyone's gonna have to speak at some point. So Mickey's unmuted already, so she's nominated as I have to go first. So Mickey, how was that for you? Have you ever done this exercise before? How did it feel?
I've done it a long time back, and then now it's just it's like 3 years ago. I rechecked now, like like some of it are aligned, or well, it's like 80% is aligned, and I'm really on my road to what my aim is. Yeah,
that's really good. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Love it. Mickey, you can pick who goes next.
Christine, because she's like ready.
She's like rubbing her hands like, I'm ready for this.
My answer dry. What was the question again? Sorry.
So 2 questions. One, have you ever done this exercise before? And the second question is, how did you find it?
I've done a similar exercise with this. I find it really, it's much clearer to actually plan out some things, because you get to divide the professional, the personal, and financial, which it makes sense.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Love it. Thank you for sharing. You can pick who goes next.
Yeah.
For me,
No.
I've also done like I've listed some of my goals before. I realized that some of my goals before are the same now. So I haven't achieved those goals. So yeah, so I think it's very helpful that you categorize it according to like professional, personal, and financial, because it's more clear and you get to be more specific with what you really want to achieve.
Yeah. Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much. Pia, you can pick who goes next.
Kath.
Do you know what? Can I just pause a second? You guys are going through the exact order on my screen. I don't know if you're going through the exact order on your screen, but you're literally going exactly on my screen. So it's easy for me to follow. Kath, sorry to interrupt. You can go next.
Yeah. I started the year with writing my goal. So it's very nice that we're doing it. We're doing the same now. I'm looking at my goal that I've written last January, and I can say that I'm achieving my goal every month, financially, personally, because I am looking forward to reach that by to reach that by November, but I'm not really sure if I can reach that because of the COVID-19. So there are other second priority that I'm looking forward. Yeah.
Good. Awesome. Thank you. Alex has disappeared out of the session. I'm not sure if our Wi-Fi disconnected. So Kim, you can go next.
As for me, I usually write down stuff because I really I like daydreaming and all that, and just envisioning what I want to be or who I want to be someday. And so I've done this a lot before, and it's funny because 2 days ago I was talking to my mom, and I was telling her, Mom, I have this financial goal that I want to reach by the end of the year. And so it kind of just like resonates with what I did just now. And it's just very reassuring that even though I feel like the things that I've listed are kind of ambitious, but I feel like I'm sure that, you know, if I work hard and if I just believe and, you know, if I practice my skills and all that stuff, I'm sure that this will be achievable. And yeah, I'm happy that everyone's here to support each other. So I'm sure that we'll reach our goals this year.
Yeah, definitely. I love it. Awesome. Cool. Thank you. Now we've lost Alex. Hopefully her Wi-Fi will connect again, but we're going to keep moving. So one thing I just want to quickly do, like very quickly, is run you guys through. Now, has anyone else noticed my board slipped down again because my head's now the same height? Is this anyone else noticed? I feel like I'm losing my mind here. Anyway, I think it's because I'm leaning on it, but need to get a new whiteboard clearly. Okay, so a couple of things which I've learned. Now, I'm going to be direct with you guys. When I had my depression for the first time, I had set myself a goal. So I started my first job in the finance industry at 18, yeah. And my goal was to be a director of a company by the age of 30. Okay, be a director in the corporate ladder. Now, I actually hit that goal at 24. Okay, so I managed to do it a hell of a lot quicker than I planned, but I was doing it push, and I crashed and burned. And then I was only a director of that company for about 3 months before I got signed off sick with depression. Okay, now many of you guys know my depression has been multiple things that triggered it with my ex and so on, right? But my point is, I was all going along of what I wanted to have constantly. My goals were all having things, okay? But there are things you need to do in order to have those things. Okay, Alex has just joined us back in. Let me see if she can hear us. So what I want you to do very quickly is grab another piece of paper, because I'm going to teach you a very quick tip that I want you to check in with yourself all the time to ensure you're going to get what you want, okay? So have you guys ever heard of the concept be, do, have? I can't see you, hold on. Has anyone ever heard of this concept? No? Some of you, okay. Alex, just very quickly, I'm going to come back to you in a second once we've done this exercise, okay, and we'll recap just yours as well. Okay, so I can't remember who it was, but one of the famous, what's the word? Theorists basically came up with a concept that a lot of people always go for what they want to have, but you must be a certain way, you must do a certain thing, and you must have to get the certain outcome. So Kim touched on it just then. She needs to be, like, believe in herself. She needs to work hard, which is the do, to have the outcome. Does that make sense? So what I learned when I was analyzing myself when I came out of my depression was that I was in the have all the time. And I was doing a lot, but I was focusing on the have. Guess where the depression came from? I wasn't being the right person to have this. So when I achieved my goals and I had what I wanted, there was a massive disconnect between these two parts because I wasn't ready for it. My mindset wasn't in the right place to have the outcome I achieved. Does that make sense? Yeah. So what I want you guys to do, and you can do this for your personal and financial goals as well, but right now, what I want you to do is look at these 3 sections for your professional goals, okay? So ask yourself this question, go backwards. What do I want to have in my professional goals? Start here. What do I want to have in my professional goal? So you've just written that down. Most people write a have goal when they write these down. I want to have this promotion. Yeah. I want to have this skill set. Most people's goals are in the have section. If they're not, you've done really well already. Okay. So what do you want to have in your professional goals? So I want to have a supervisor position. I want to have this new qualification. Okay. What I want to have more clients. What's your have? And then I want you to do is write down the next section. Okay, if I want to have this goal, what do I need to do to have it? For example, I need to ask Chloe if I'm on track for a promotion, right? I need to ask for more clients. I need to do the qualification. I need to research which qualification I want to do. Yeah. So when Kim was saying about she needs to have the mindset, the belief, and then do the hard work, what does this do? Yeah. What specifically do you need to do? Okay. So just might make a note of what's your have goal? What would you like to have? And then ask yourself, what do I need to do to have that goal? Okay. So write that down quickly. And then finally, in order to do this, who do you need to be to do that? For example, you might need to be resilient. You might need to be determined. You might need to be patient. You might need to be, what's the word I was going to think of? Innovative, for example. You might need to be curious to ask, yeah? So ask yourself and list all the characteristics of who you need to be to do this task to have that result. Okay, because when I first looked at this, and it was honestly, it was like a light bulb moment. I was like, I had the directorship. I was the director of a global organization at 24. That's insane, right? I did the hard work to get there, but I didn't have the mindset. I wasn't resilient enough. I wasn't ready emotionally to have achieved all this, which is why I cracked and why I broke. Yeah. It's a bit like when people go into a, you know, have you ever seen it? I'm sure some of your friends have. My friends do it all the time. They break up with one person and jump straight back into a new relationship with another person. And you're like, hang on, you're not the right person to be to then go and look for another relationship to have another relationship. Does that make sense? Okay. So what I want you guys to do is just give me a thumbs up if you guys have all written down your be, do, and have for your professional goal. Yeah. Has anybody not done it yet? Raise your hand if you need a bit longer. No? Okay. So the reason I want to do that, and I'm not going to force you to do it, but I would highly recommend you also do this in your own time for your personal and your financial goal. Okay? Because it's very, very powerful. And I honestly think if I'd have learned that at school, I probably could have avoided a hell of a lot of my pain. But everything happens for a reason. So I do that all the time now. If I, and I use it with all things, like if I don't get the outcome, let's say I talk to a client and they decide not to buy. Yeah. If they turn around and say, you know what, Chloe, actually, I'm not going to buy this. I'm not going to work with you, or I'm not going to sign up to the boot camp or whatever. I ask myself, okay, I didn't get the have. Did I do the do? And if I did, was I being the right person to get it? Because it's always that order. Okay. Now I'm going to turn this up again, because otherwise we're going to slip down and it's going to drive me insane again. So give me a second. Okay. So now we're moving on. Just very quickly, Alex, you didn't get to share just because I know you dropped out. So have you ever done the goal setting, professional, personal, financial before? Okay. And how was it for you this time? Was it okay?
This is my first time doing it.
Oh, cool. How was it?
It's good, like, to have something to look forward to, you know.
Yeah, to work towards. Awesome, cool. I was going to ask you earlier, but then we lost you. So I was like, let's just make sure we slot you back in. Awesome, ladies. Okay, cool. So now that you guys all have your professional goals, I want us to look at these situations and say, right, okay, if you're going to do that in 12 months, where does that mean our business will be? Okay, so this is like a wish list. So I want us to brainstorm together, what's the vision for the VA Queens in 12 months? Okay, so, and I want you guys to just shout out your ideas. If not, I'll unmute you and I'll ask you myself. I just want to get an idea of what ideas do you have for our vision in 12 months time? Okay, so has anybody got any ideas? Like Mickey, I'm probably going to pick on you because you're supervisor, so you'll be brainstorming already. But Mickey, you can go first. What ideas do you have for us for the next 12 months? So as the Automation Queen and Co, not the Automation Queen and Co, as virtual assistant queens, where do you see our business in 12 months? What do you think is our possibility or potential?
I think we will grow more as a business, and then we could have more clients, and also our current clients will be more valued and we provide more value for them.
I love it. Okay, more value. So I love that. Thank you for sharing. Let's talk about more value here. How will we measure? Is that like more value in that we're going to offer them more services, or is it like they're getting more value for their money, as in like they're growing their engagement or their following, or more measurable results? What are you talking about with more value?
I think all of the above, what you mentioned.
Okay, so yeah. Possibly additional services.
Yeah.
Okay, and more value could be like measurable results. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Love it. You can mute yourself now. I'm going to let you. I'm not going to pick on you anymore. Anybody else? Like, have you guys ever worked in another organization where they've done things differently and you've gone, do you know what? We could be doing that in 12 months too. Do you guys have any ideas? You can unmute yourself, otherwise I'll pick on you. Christine's going. Love it.
I think another vision would be, because most of our clients, I've noticed that most of our clients are solopreneurs or in the SMEs. Probably another vision would be to have like bigger clients in terms of it's an organization now instead of a solopreneur. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there.
No, I like it. Okay. So is that like, I'm just sort of trying to refine that. So is it that we're helping our clients grow to that level, or actually we offer assistant services to organizations?
It could be
like
both.
A new niche.
Like we could help a client like have her own team, like grow her own company as well in terms of people working for her, and and working for a bigger organization too.
Got it. Okay. So okay, so organizations is almost like a new niche, right?
Yeah.
No, I like it. Cool. And then also clients grow. Awesome.
Yep. Another thing that I'm thinking is also, because if we are going to target a bigger niche, that would also mean we need to expand the team as well. So right now we're looking at four teams, right? We could, I don't know, expand by a year from now to like a ballpark number of 10 teams already.
Love it.
That could be achievable, and more skill set and more offering in our like packages.
Love it. Additional services, and we'll put here more offerings. Okay, lovely. Anything else, Christine, to share? No, that's enough. Cool, love it. Who else wants to go next? Alex, yeah.
So my vision for the team is that we're going to be like a full-blown VA company that everyone wants to join us. Like, you know, when
Yeah.
they mention VA Queens, oh, I want to join that. I want to be on that team.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then, you
So
know,
that's like being the preferred employer. Yeah.
yeah, like we're, you know, like an established VA agency or company. And then also we will continue to grow and have lots of VAs working with us, and still, you know, giving our clients still the quality service that we, you know, that we are providing.
Definitely. So maintaining the quality.
Yeah. So we should have high standards for our VAs that we're going to accept.
I'm glad you said that, because I feel like I've had really high standards, which is why there's only 6 of you out of the 25 or however many have started. But I don't believe we need to change our standards any lower. But if you guys are open, if you think we do, tell me, right? Because I'm open to it. Awesome. No, I love that. Cool. Thank you very much. Anything else, Alex? Nope. Cool. Awesome. Okay. Kath or Kim or Pia, any ideas from where you've worked before, or is there like a new service that you're like, why don't we offer this? Or are you like, do you know what, Fiverr have people doing logo design all the time? Why don't we do ad hoc tasks or projects? Like, have you guys got any other thoughts or ideas of our vision? Who's gonna go? Who's gonna go? I'll pick you if you don't. Kim's like,
okay, I'm gonna start. It's funny that you mentioned that, because I was thinking that aside from like VA services, we can just have like, ad hoc services, like people who just want logos, or people who just want their videos edited, or
so not ongoing packages anymore, like just one-off projects,
or just like short-term, or like branding stuff. And another idea or like a goal that I want us to have this year is for the VA queens to actually coordinate with the TAQ stuff directly. I don't know how do I say this. I want all of our clients to be able to see the value that they're getting in VA services, and at the same time, I want them to see the value of joining boot camps and all that stuff. And there's going to be so many clients that we're going to have like 2 or 3 boot camps in a year, and I don't know, I just hope it's going to be that big.
No, I totally agree. Well, I think we've all seen the benefit. We've all seen the benefit when clients go to the boot camp or the training with me and then utilize you guys, because they understand so much more, right? Like Kim, you obviously haven't worked with Gail yet, but she's a prime example. Yeah. So perhaps I'll put it on here. It could be an option that we offer a combined package where they get the boot camp ticket and 12 months of VA services. Yeah, for example. Could be an option. Yeah. Okay. Put it on here. These are all ideas combined with events. Or it might be that we say, do you know what, as part of the VA services, they get a 12-month membership to the academy to start off with. Yeah. So then they've got access to that mentoring sessions. Okay. Love it. Thank you very much, Kim. Okay, Kath or Pia, do you guys have anything you want to add or ideas for the business or anything like that? Kath?
Yeah, well, for me, my vision for the VA Queens is also, for other who's inspiring VA or inspiring solopreneur to become their mean, to become their something or somewhat like they're looking forward to, like idolizing. This is something that I would like to have in my business. Yeah.
Love it. So, like, as well as being the preferred employer, where people also work towards that, they think to themselves, I want to be able to afford the VA queens as my assistants, like the preferred
Yeah, and
service
also
provider.
yep, and also I want like in the rule like a queen group, there are other solopreneurs or inspiring virtual assistant who is finding someone to be their standard, and I'd like us to be one of their like I forgot the right term for that, someone that they are looking or they are idolizing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like we're seen as the experts as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Love it. There's one that none of you guys have mentioned, but I'll mention it after this. Pia, do you have anything else to add?
Somewhat similar to what all of the others have said. Like we're gonna have like experts, like this group is an expert for active
Yeah.
campaign, this group is an expert for ClickFunnels. So like we're gonna build a solid group of experts per tool or project.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Brilliant. Now there's one thing that none of you guys have mentioned, and it's probably because you're all experienced already, but one idea I had, and I don't know if this is in the next 12 months, but is actually offering training to aspiring virtual assistants, right? Yeah. So whilst at the minute I'm super fussy and people have to have experience, could we in fact do like, not like an internship, but like an intake where we take on and we train up, we have our own qualification for virtual assistants to become qualified. And then if they want to work with us, we have a scholarship, or one of them can come and work with us. Do you see what I mean?
Like an academy.
Like an academy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys think of that idea?
Very good. I just want to add, I think with all what we discussed and we shared, I think it's one of the most important vision for VA Queens is to have a stable, sustainable, and unshakable system and methodology, because I think anything that we do and what we envision, it will all crash if we don't have a system and a proper methodology.
Process. Yeah,
process.
Definitely. And I think with methodology also comes consistency, right?
Exactly.
Because, and this is probably more my fault than anything else, the way we've grown, it's not a bad thing, but like the way Christina's taken on a new client and the way Kim has taken on a new client might be different. Yeah, most of the time we're really similar, we're really connected, but I do feel like there needs to be more of a methodology around like, okay, this is a new client for social media, this is the first step, this is the second step, this is the third step, and so on, right? The actual work might not have too much of a methodology, because you guys, most of you are designers and you like to be creative and go with the flow, and the clients want different things and stuff, right? But I agree that there needs to be a structure in place and a methodology around that. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So we've got a lot of ideas there. Does anybody else have any other ideas? Anything at all? We can just add to it as much as you guys like.
To have a VA Queens profile or portfolio in the future that we can look back.
Yeah, I need to make space. Right. So like having like a VA Queens portfolio.
Yeah. That we can share for the future clients, even though we don't need to sell that much, but then they can look after with what we have and what we achieve.
Yeah.
Like maybe like a website or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Love it. I've already got my eye on a few competitors' sites and YouTube channels I've seen, and I'm like, we could do so much better than that. But to be honest with you, marketing is my area of genius. We do not need to market right now. So I'm trying to rein it in. Like, we need to build the structure first before we go out and do more. But I agree that we will, like, oh my God, in the last 16 months, like the amount of clients we could show success for, you know, like it's huge. Like Vic's Kitchens, Taste and Heal. Yeah. By the way, Christine, would you believe Vic has come back, had a call with her the other day. She's like, I want you guys to work with me again.
Wow.
So I've had to tell her no right now because we have no space. She's like, please, Christine must have space. I'm like, no, she doesn't. But what I mean, like clients can come back, and of the however many clients we've had, like was it 36 clients? I can't remember the numbers. We've had loads, 38 maybe. All I'd have to do is email them again with some of this stuff, and they join up again, right? I have not, if a client's cancelled, I've not tried to stop them. I'm like, cool, yeah, no problem, because we've had clients coming in. One thing which I want to add to this is increase our client retention rate, okay? Because one thing that happens is people get really excited, they sign up with us, and then it goes for a month, and then they're like, oh, this is actually quite expensive, and I'll try back and do it myself again. Yeah. But I think part of the reason isn't our quality of service, it's because we're not showing the growth, like Mickey identified when she first joined. We weren't giving them reports of their KPIs or their success, where they were before, where they are after, any of that stuff. So one thing I want to do is improve our client retention.
Retention and satisfaction.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? No? It's a lot though, right?
I have a question.
Sure. I'm going to take photos while you do.
Is it like possible to have them or like the client sign a contract wherein they would be locked in for like 3 months or 6 months or like a year or something? Because I think that would help us retention. Yeah. A lot of the clients want to see the results.
Oh, Kim, you sound like you're underwater.
You know,
Hold on, start again, Kim. I think I heard you. So you're talking about locking people into contracts so that we can show the clear growth and their clear success over a period of time. I think that's what you were going with, but you're frozen and you're not looking like you're moving at all, so you probably can't even hear me. Anyone? Just me? Kim frozen for everybody though, right? It's not just me. Yeah, okay, cool. We're doing well though so far. We've got everybody's cameras on and it's been an hour and a half. Oh, she's completely gone now. Right, cool. So, okay, I've put in there, I need to take that photo again. Does anybody else have anything else they want to add before I take the photo? Any other ideas or any other thoughts? Okay, cool. I'll just So we have a lot. What we're going to do now is, where are we for time? We're about halfway. I think it's a good point for us to take a quick break. Yeah, like gives Kim time to reconnect. Let's do a 10-minute break. We're going to come back, and then what I'm going to do is get you guys going on to the next thing, where we're going to look at this and actually go, right, what's priority? Okay, cool. So I'll see you guys back in 10 minutes. I'm going to stick around here just in case Kim comes back and she doesn't know where we've all gone. But have a quick toilet break, coffee break, and I'll see you back. It's 10:22 in the UK, so let's do 8 minutes and be back at 10:30. Okay, cool. I'll see you guys in a bit. that your new dog, Kim? That's the cutest thing ever. Oh, how adorable. Oh, I can't hear you. That's so cute. What's his, is it him or her? Kim, we can't hear you. Can anyone else hear Kim, or is it just me? No,
No,
because he's like, nope, we can't hear you either. Nope.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, now we can. Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
So her
Pia's
name's
got a dog as well. Look,
like
we've got like a we've got like dog VA dogs. New business model. No, I'm kidding. That's so cute. Oh, see, when we eventually do social media content for this business, we'll be sharing our VAs with their dogs. Work-life balance. Love it. Oh, how cute. Cool. Welcome back, ladies. Welcome back. Okay, so how did you guys all find that exercise of visioning? Okay, did it make you excited? You can unmute yourselves and all just share. I want everyone to share at least one thing, so you're gonna share anyway. So how is it? Was it exciting? Does it show you, does the things there that excite you and you think, I really want to get involved in that, or I help that? I love that.
It gives a clearer picture, which makes it more exciting to, like, there's something you can look forward to.
Yeah, love it. Awesome. Totally. Kim, same thing?
I'm really excited. Just like Christine mentioned, it gives us like this clear direction on who we are as a company, as a team, and who we want to be and where we want to be in the future.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. How about some of the other guys?
For me, I think it gives us motivation, more motivation to work. Seeing the vision of the company, and it will fuel us to better our services for clients.
Yeah, love it. So true. Alex, how about yourself?
I'm just kind of excited to see how we grow, because I haven't seen like a company from a small to, that went bigger. Because for me, I joined the companies that's already big, and this one, I want to see us like get there.
Yeah.
But it gives us the drive to, to do our very best.
Yeah, definitely. I love it. And you know what? It's really interesting you mentioned that, because I don't think I've told you guys, but the last ever my last ever employer, last and final employer, I'm never going to be employed again, thankfully, but my last ever employer, when I started, there was 25 employees when they brought me on as the project talent engagement manager. When I left 3 years later, there was 250 employees, right? So I'm not saying I grew it. I interviewed and recruited every single one of those people. I was the only person in the business that knew everybody by their first name and knew who they were, right? And it was across 3 locations. That's why I lived in Luxembourg for 6 months, because I helped them set up the office there, right? So it's interesting for you to say that, Alex, because I was there. I saw that growth, and I saw the challenges, the pain points, the clashes, the friendships, loads of things, right? I'm excited for you guys to see that. Now, I'm not going to say we're going to be 250 employees in 3 years. We could be, I don't know, right? But the key is that you guys are all at the beginning bits. And what I will say is that particular business, one of the things that we loved was that there was 3 members of staff to start off with, and they actually started this company because it wasn't virtual. It probably could have been actually, but it wasn't. It was in an office, but they started the company in the owner's shed in this garden, right? Because they were a regulated business. They needed to have a location where they were all sat, and they had the Jersey regulator had to come and visit to do a site visit, the shed, to make sure they were regulatory compliant. And they had like all the documents filed away and locked in a cupboard in the shed, right? And people, the reason I mentioned that to you guys is because people loved knowing that's where they came from. Yeah. And people in a year, 2 years, 3 years time in our business are going to look at this and go, oh my God, I've heard the story of when the 7 of them got together and brainstormed the vision. Yeah. Because that will happen. when we get there, right? So I love you sharing that. Thank you so much, Alex. Kath, Pia, how about yourselves? And it's always you two left, and I always say the both of you at the same time. Kath, you can go first.
Yeah, I enjoyed what we're doing right now, because it's like we're having a map on where are we going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I read in an article that there should be a mission and a vision of a company, so that they would know where to begin. They would know if they are going to lose, they would know where to go back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so true. So true. Love it. Thank you. And last but not least, Pia. Now, Pia, I'm curious about yours because you're so new to this company. How did it feel for you being in like a month and now brainstorming this?
I think it's really good that like for me, I'm lucky. Like I'm just I just it's my first month tomorrow. So
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
so like I'm lucky that it's my first month and we're doing the vision exercise, because I'd also like to share, like back in my previous work, like I've realized the importance of having a solid mission and vision, because at the end of the day, like especially with my previous work, there's a lot of board of trustees, and they all have personal interests and all have personal goals, but at the end of the day, when they're part of the foundation, like they're guided by the vision and mission, so they have to like see the direction, like where they want the foundation to be. So in the same way as with us, like where all of if we have our all if we each of us has their own personal goals, but at the end of the day, like for for the queens, like this is where all of us should be aligned. So,
Definitely. Yeah, so true. I love it. Oh, thank you, Pia. Awesome. So thanks, ladies. So we've got a lot on our vision board, right? We've got a lot, but it's really good because there's 7 of us. Okay. So what we're going to do now, the next step is us actually looking at now. So just to recap what we've done, we've worked a little bit on our mission. We've now worked a lot on our vision. And now it's the case of us looking at, okay, how, like, what's the priorities of this? As in, how do we make this a reality? Okay. How are we going to do that? We're looking at a few different things within that. Okay. So we first will need to look at where we are now in comparison to all of this, and what do we need to do to get us to this point in 12 months. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to break off into pairs. We're going to go into 3 groups, and I'm each going to give you guys a section, because in here, there are sort of 3 core areas. We've got our current clients and our current way of running our business. We've got new clients, new services, that sort of thing. And then we've got actual virtual assistant, recruitment, teams, and so on. Okay, so there's 3 categories. So what we're going to do is we're going to break off into 3 groups, and each group is going to look at the areas that they're assigned and look at, okay, what are our strengths in this area? We're basically going to do, has anyone heard of a SWOT analysis before? Yeah, we're going to do a SWOT analysis on those areas. Okay, so you're going to look at what are our strengths in this area right now? How, like, for all these parts of this vision that you're working on, what are our weaknesses in this area right now? So strengths and weaknesses in SWOT are internal, as in our business right now, what are our strengths and our weaknesses? And then we look at opportunities and threats. Okay, what are our opportunities in this area? What are our threats in this area? Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to break off, and I want you guys, and you're going to have half an hour. Okay, so we're going to have 30 minutes. You're going to break off into pairs, and each of you are going to look at a different area. You're going to work on the strengths that, as a company, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in this area. Okay, I'm going to be darting between the 3 groups because I can do it in Zoom in breakout areas, and I can move in between your sessions and see how you guys are getting on. Okay, so this is the way it's going to work. So first of all, the first group we're going to have is looking at the current situation, the current clients, what we're doing at the minute. Okay, so just to recap what that is, they are the red areas in here. Okay, so that is things like maintaining the quality. How do we grow whilst ensuring we're maintaining the quality? Okay. How do we improve client retention? How do we add this consistency and methodology that Mickey talked about? Yeah. How do we make sure that we're giving more value, that we're having measurable results for our clients? Okay. They're the core areas. Okay. So that is looking at our current business, our current clients. Okay. So the people working on that as a pair is going to be Mickey and Christine. Okay. I'm going to put you guys into another breakout room. What you're going to do then is do a SWOT analysis together of the current situation for our current clients, focusing on those areas. Oh yeah, and also I want you guys to work on add in there the locked in contracts. Okay, so I'm just going to copy and paste in the list I wrote down that we were talking about in our chat. Okay, so you guys can scribble that down if you need to. Okay, I don't know why the formatting went funny there. So Christine and Mickey, can you see that in the chat box? Yeah, so for current clients, I want you to look at how can we maintain the quality? How can we improve client retention? How can we look at locking in contracts? Like, do we do like a 3-month lock-in, a year lock-in? Like, do we do a discount if they lock in? Like all that sort of stuff. How can we add more measurable results, more value? And how can we look at actually putting a methodology or a system or a process? Okay, I want you to do that using a SWOT analysis. So does that make sense, you guys? Yeah, happy to do that? Cool. Okay, so I'm going to put you guys in a group in a second. The second group is going to be looking at our new clients or new services. Okay, so that's more our growth plans for our income streams. Okay, so I'm looking at growth, and we're going to be looking at, that is the purple stuff, which looks like a lot, but it's not really too much. So a couple of things, that's going to be like, how do we attract more clients? Okay, do we add additional services in, like more offerings? Do we have some one-off packages? Do we add some ad hoc services? How do we look at creating a portfolio for new clients to be attracted by? Okay, how do we become the preferred service providers? I think that's most of it. Oh, do we actually look at having some new organizations that we try and approach for our virtual assistant services? How do we combine it with any events? Do we offer a package where we say you can sign up and you get the academy for 12 months? Okay, this is all to do with growth for new clients, new services. Okay, so the people working on that is going to be Kim and Pia. Okay, I'm going to be pairing you guys up to do that. So let me just copy and paste in the list I scribbled down very quickly, but obviously you can add to it if you need to. Okay, so can you guys see that in the chat box? So we've got a new niche with organizations, combining with events, additional services, being the preferred service provider, having like a VA Queens portfolio or website, and any one-off packages. Okay, sound good? So that's again to do with growth. Okay, so far, Mickey and Christine, you're focusing on sort of more sustainability and stability rather than growth, yeah? Kim and Pia, you're working on growth. And then finally, we've got Alex and Kath, who are going to be working on the internal side. So you're going to be looking at the virtual assistants, okay? So Mickey and Christine, you're working on stability for our business. Kim and Pia, you're working on growth. Alex and Kath, you're going to be working on how do we actually build out our expertise with our teams, okay? So a couple of areas that we've got here are, could we possibly launch a training academy for new VAs? Yeah. Do we add more skill set in the teams? Could we have some in-house experts in our teams? How do we become the preferred employer so that in the Philippines, people think about becoming a virtual assistant, talk about it, and yet, oh, have you heard of VA Queens? Oh my God, yeah, I've heard they're amazing. Yeah, how do we become the preferred employer for that? And that's pretty much most of them in there. Obviously, we're going to have also more teams as well. Okay, so I'll just quickly scroll in and copy and paste the ideas I scribbled down, the list from here, because I know you guys probably can't see that quite as big. Okay. So you guys are working on people. Okay, so is everyone clear on what they're doing in terms of the SWOT analysis and in terms of looking at this area? Okay. So I'm going to do very quickly is we're going to go around in pairs and I want to just quickly check. So Mickey and Christine, can you just unmute yourselves and let me know if you've got any questions or if you're happy to work on our stability and our sustainability for the current work we're doing?
Yeah, just quick question though. The SWOT analysis, is it for each bullet point or just the whole?
It's a good question. I think we're not going to have time to do everyone in detail. Yeah. So I would probably just look at trying to pin them all together.
Okay. Got it.
Ideally, we'd look at them all individually, but I don't think you're going to have time. So if I was you, I would look at which ones connect. So for example, maintaining the quality and measure and methodology probably go together for you guys. Yeah. Locking in contracts will also improve client retention, so they can probably go together. Yeah, just like try and sort of pinpoint them. You might actually go, right, there's two core areas. We need to have a methodology and a system and a process, which maintains the quality as well. And we have a improved client retention. You might go two and do a SWOT analysis on each one.
Yeah.
Cool. Does that help? So Mick and Christine, you're happy?
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you very much. Kim and Pia, how about yourselves? Are you, if you want to unmute yourselves, let me know your thoughts or questions on our growth strategy. We've lost Kim's video, but Pia, you're still there.
For me, I have no questions.
Cool. Awesome. Cool. Kim, hopefully you're there. Can't see you, but we can't also hear you. You're muted. So fingers crossed that makes sense. Pia, if Kim doesn't end up in the room with you, if it's just you, message on Slack and I'll come in and join and help you until she's back connected. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Thank you. And then people, we've got Alex and Kath. So Alex and Kath, do you want to unmute yourselves and let me know, are you happy to look at doing a strengths and weaknesses, opportunities, threats concept for our people strategy? So that's looking at new VAs, how we become the preferred employer, all about our teams and our people side of things. Yeah. Alex, you happy? Any questions? No?
None.
Awesome. Kath, how about yourself? You're still on mute, so I'm not sure if you can unmute yourself. Okay.
I'm trying to catch up. What did you what you have said? Because you keep on frozen. Wait. All right. So, am I going to create or to write down the strength, the weaknesses, the opposites, threats with regards to what you have shared in the chat?
Yes. So you'll be doing strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for the people strategy. So looking at, if you're looking at, we want to increase our teams, become the preferred employer, what strengths do we have around that? Okay. What weaknesses, what gaps do we need to fill? Okay. What opportunities do we have? Like where could we be looking at more employee opportunities? Could we offer a referral scheme that you guys refer a team member and you get a bonus? Do you see what I mean? Like that's an opportunity. And then a threat is, okay, there are other people in the industry doing this, you know, could they come and steal our stuff? What things could we do to avoid that? Does that make sense? So look at it internally and externally for the people strategy. Does that help, Kath?
Right. Yep.
Cool.
Thank you, Chloe. Yep.
No problem. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put you all into your breakout rooms. You're going to have 30 minutes. So it is now 10 to 11. I'm going to bring you back in at 20 past 11. That's 30 minutes. And I want you guys to work in pairs. Please remember, you equally need to share. Okay, so give each other opportunities to share, make a note. And then what we're going to do when we come back, we're going to share a couple of ideas. Okay, and then we're going to look at our plan of action. Sound good? Cool. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to bring you into breakout rooms now. So just give me a second. I'm going to manually put you into 3 rooms. Okay, so we have okay, so guys, I'm going to bring you all in there. I will be jumping in and out just to see how you guys are all doing. Okay, if you need me, message on Slack. I'll be able to jump in because I think you can ask for help in here anyway. There's a button that will say pop up and ask for help. But if you need me, just shout. Okay, cool. I will see you guys all in about 30 minutes. Enjoy. back on record. Okay, so does anybody else have any other ideas to share around? And I'm just going to recap for the recording. So we as a business for the next 12 months have 6 goals. 2 in sustain and retain, 2 in growth, and 2 in people. Okay, so I'll just quickly recap them. So sustain and retain, we want to introduce a clear methodology and process for all aspects of the VAQ and improve client retention by introducing locked-in contracts, KPI reports, and more. Okay, so in order to measure that, we're going to aim for a client satisfaction of 8 out of 10 and chargeable hours of 75%. So Mickey and Christine, you're going to work on building the SWOT analysis, the priorities and ideas for that. Yeah. And
I have a question, sir.
Sure,
regarding SWOT analysis. Are we going to put also the actions that we are?
So you'll do the SWOT analysis first, and then just start brainstorming some ideas of actions. In our next session, we're going to actually map out the actions together.
Right. Okay.
Cool. But if you want to brainstorm some in advance, you can. Like Alex's idea then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Then we've got the growth section. So introduce new services and packages for ad hoc work and events combination. And then launch VA Queen's portfolio to attract organizations and be preferred service provider. Okay. So Pia and Kim, you're going to work on the SWOT analysis for each of those and start brainstorming some ideas. Okay. So next week, you're going to have your 2-hour session and map that out. And our goal for growth is to have 50 clients by the end of the 12 months. Yeah. Okay. And then finally, we've got the people section, which is Alex and Kath. And this is number 5 goal is increasing teams by recruiting more and being the go-to VA employer. And then launch training academy for VAs to learn more skills. Okay. And so our measurable goals on that is to have 10 teams by the end of the next 12 months. And then with those 10 teams, we'll have about 30 VAs. Sound good? I don't know about you guys, it makes me a bit scared. My stomach's turning a little bit, but in a good way, Okay, so we've got these 3 sections. You guys all know what you're working on those. Does anybody else have anything else they want to share on these goals? If they seem reasonable, if they've got any questions, like open floor. Anything? Silence. Okay, awesome. So let me just recap our actions because we're going to wrap up now. We are going to do this again in 2 weeks' time. Okay, so I am going to send out a new invite for us to do this in 2 weeks' time. And by then, this is the actions from today. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to share the mission statement with you guys in our Slack channel. And I want all of you guys to comment your thoughts on it. Okay, feel free to reword it, add stuff, whatever you want. Okay, I want you to feel like you've got a mission that excites you. Okay, I'm going to share that. I'm also going to share screenshots of the stuff I've written so that you guys can all see them. We've got them in a file in our Google Drive. I'm going to share with you the vision and the goals. So this stuff, okay? You're each going to meet up in your pairs next week for 2 hours to finish off your SWOT analysis for each goal. So each of you should have 2 SWOT analysis that you're working on. Okay. Then you're going to have brainstorm some priorities, ideas, actions, whatever. Just come up with something. You don't need to share those yet. But by the end of next week, I want you guys to all have submitted to me over email your SWOT analysis so I can read them all. You don't need to submit your actions or your questions or your priorities or your ideas, okay? We're going to discuss those in our next session, okay? So in our next session, 2 weeks today, fingers crossed it's going to be the same day. I need to check my diary. So what we're going to do in our next section, we're going to look at, okay, these are all our goals. We know what our SWOT analysis is now for each of them. We're then going to look at what are our priorities, what needs to happen by when, and we're going to set milestones for each goal. So in other words, where do we want to be in 3 months? Where do we want to be in 6 months, 9 months, and then 12 months? Okay. And then we're going to set each other some goals around that. Let's be honest, the majority of the work is going to come from me. Okay. Most tasks are going to be assigned to me, which is fine. But I know some of you guys are also going to have your own goals. Okay. For example, to get more VAs in the team, I'm going to need some of you guys to be doing interviews with me, for example. Yeah. So what I want you guys to do is unmute yourselves. We're going to go around and I want each of you guys to share how you thought today's been, any questions, any concerns, any just thoughts, comments. You have to say something. Okay, so I'm going to pick on Christine because she just unmuted herself first.
It was today has been really productive, and now because we didn't do this before, so now we get a clearer picture as to where the company is heading towards. And again, I think there are a lot of things that we can look forward to as we make as we refine everything.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Christine. That's awesome. Okay, Christine, you can pick who goes next.
I'm gonna pick Kath because she always
goes last.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like what we are doing today. As I've said to Alex, I haven't done anything like this before, so this is really new and very interesting topic. And yeah, I'm excited for our the outcome of this brainstorming this session. Yeah.
Good, I love it. Thank you so much, Kath. Kath, you can pick who goes next.
Mickey?
I didn't look at the camera, so the cat will not. I want to be the last.
Okay.
No, it's okay. I think this session needs to be more consistent for us, for the team that can be aligned. And sometimes there's a days that we might feel lost, and then it's like, oh, what's happening? And we just feel disconnected with Chloe and some other teams. I think it's really best thing to do this. Maybe not just in the future, maybe not just strategy when we already build that strategy that we plan. I think more on marketing brainstorming, or even just a chill out Friday afternoon and share anything just to uplift everyone, because we are already working in a remote and a freelancer. And I think it's best for us to have that tribe that we can talk to. So yeah, I'm so happy.
I love that. I love that really suggestion. Yeah, thank you. Would you guys like to do this more frequent, like once a month, stuff like this? Yeah. Would you guys? Because some people would like, oh my god, I can't be asked to have another meeting for the sake of it. But that's not a sake of it, right? But I get that vibe sometimes. Okay, cool. Thank you, Mickey. You can pick who goes next.
I'll go with Alex because she's next.
Alex.
Okay. I think we're being like super solid right now. Because before I sometimes like think that after how many years is the am I still working here? Are we still, are we still here? Sometimes I think of that too. And then now that we have like, something to look forward to and like plans on how to make us grow, it's like, it's like we're now establishing that consistency that we do not have to worry about anything for the past on the next few years, and also I think that we should do this quarterly, because sometimes monthly we do not see the results yet, so we have to like it's not monthly, but 3 months or 4 months after.
I like that. Okay. No, I think that's a brilliant suggestion. I think I'll put that in. Sessions. Cool. And it'll be good to check in where we're up if we're setting our milestones every quarter, right? So brilliant. Thank you, Alex. You can pick who goes next.
Kim.
Okay. So today was really refreshing, and I think this got us grounded to where we are, and then how we want to grow as a team and as a company. And I'm really excited because I feel like this is something that's so achievable. We have so much potential, and everybody's just so supportive of each other. And I think that's just the perfect formula for a successful team or a successful company. And I also agree with Alex. I think we should do this quarterly, just to refresh and remind us of where we are and where we want to be. And yeah, I'm just so excited. I feel like we'll get there. I think we'll get there within 12 months.
Yeah, me too. We're pretty determined crowd, so I don't see it not happening. But I want to check. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Kim. And then Pia, I believe everybody else has gone, so it's up to you, lovely.
Yeah, I think the exercise today, like what we did today, was really very helpful. We actually lack time. There's so much that we need to discuss, but yeah, I think it's a good start, and it would be great to have it regularly, like maybe once a month or every 2 months.
Good. Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. Well, we're right on cue. It's exactly 12 o'clock. So I will leave you guys to get back to your day. I appreciate you guys taking the time out. I know being on a Zoom for 3 hours isn't always the funnest thing, but I think you will agree it's been a big hit, and I think there's lots for us to look at. Is everybody happy? Everyone knows what they're working towards, what they're working on? Yeah. So I will be summarizing our actions, sending them over email shortly, over Slack, sorry. And then I will wait to hear from you guys by next Friday on your SWOT analysis, okay? So I should have 6 to review next weekend, okay? Awesome, ladies. Right, we'll have an amazing, amazing week, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Thanks again for your time. See you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.